Hi, welcome to My Mini Addiction. I make and paint miniatures and terrain for tabletop gaming. And if you watched my video last week, I mentioned that I had hurt my hands. So I'm taking a little bit of a break from actually holding and painting minis while I do some rehab. Hands have been doing a lot better. So I think I'm pretty close to getting back into, holding minis and painting them and not having any issues. But just because I was taking a break from painting minis doesn't mean I haven't been crafting. And I mentioned in my last video that I had started working on my Underdark cabinet diorama display thing. So that's what I want to talk about in this video. And it's in our game room, so it's this huge cabinet, and I wanted to not just have shelves with minis on display, but I wanted to kind of do a diorama kind of feel. And so I wanted to do the main theme is Underdark. So I've been working on this first cavern, and I've been just with my cell phone taking some still shots of the progress I've been making, and I want to kind of walk you through what I've been doing in just this first section. And originally I was, because it's Underdark, so it's like I was going to make it like my mushroom grove or something, but I ended up deciding to turn it into my Drider den. So I will show you where I am at on that. So yeah, I'll walk you through the process that I've been doing, and then at the end I will show you what it looks like with all my Drider models in there. So I think it's starting to turn out pretty cool. Basically, this cabinet's got 6 different sections that I will be working on, and it's going to take me, months down the road. But I will probably eventually get in there and do some filming while I'm actually doing the work instead of just the still shots. But anyway, let me show you guys what I've been working on this week for my Underdark cavern and my Drider den. Okay, let me show you what I have been doing on this project. So starting here in the beginning, this is the initial foam that was put inside. And here's where I ran lights through the back. So these are just a string of LED lights. I hot glued them kind of randomly along the side, and so strung them all up and down this whole side. I wanted to make kind of a glowing pond was my original idea on the bottom. I had to block the hole in the back, so added a little bit more texture, and my daughter had helped make, just some random, shelves, little ledges that I attached to the side. Here's where I covered everything in Mod Podge with some texture, and that was just to help seal the foam. And so this was just the initial thing, and I had mixed some black paint in the Mod Podge. Here's where I had to take Sculptamold and cover over the wires. So it made kind of a crazy mess. Took a few days for that to cure. These are crystals that I made out of resin, so I put them in over the lights. So I was just making those, and just with some resin molds, and so that kind of made them glow. Here, these are actually oyster shells. I'd seen a video where somebody had made Underdark mushrooms out of oyster shells. I thought I'd try it. I added some phosphorescent paint on the top, so under black light, they kind of, the texture kind of lights up. And then on the underside, I actually took resin that was tinted with glow-in-the-dark pigment. Okay, so here is where I started coloring the pond. The wires showed so bad, so I didn't know what to do. I was kind of mixing in some different colors to try to cover it, but I'll come back to that. So here is, okay, so this is where I finally got everything all painted over and then started dry brushing to kind of work on some of the cave texture. So I got the oyster shell mushrooms attached. It is with it lit up, and with some of my mushroom terrain that I was starting to add phosphorescent paint on to kind of see what that looked like under the black light. And then this is what I ended up doing, is taking my Drider models and putting them all in here. And what I did with the pond is I made it kind of like it was a giant crystal instead of a pond. So I put some more of my resin crystals in there, and then actually some crushed glass to give kind of the geode effect. And the oyster shell mushrooms, I actually have lights underneath them. So they kind of add some extra light. But this is just my cell phone camera, so not the greatest video. But here's where I put all of my my Drider models in here. These are mostly Artisan Guild models out of resin. Of course, I had to add some extra spiders in there. Oh, and then here is Loth herself. So I decided this is going to be where I display my Driders. And so here's just a few more shots of the finished thing. So this is the lights, the purple crystal lights are on, and then I have a light shining in here to brighten it up for the pictures themselves. And then I will show you what it looks like when I turn off the extra light, so you can see what it looks like with just the purple light of the crystals. That would give it more of an Underdark feel. So yeah, here it is without any extra light on. So yeah, and there's another look at my little glowing geode in the floor. And the mushrooms have light shining underneath, and then I'll show when you turn all the lights off, because they still glow this like light blue underneath, which is kind of cool. And you'll really only see it in certain lights. But anyway, this is the first part of my Underdark cavern.